Section 1. The Kangaroo Paradox. Kangaroos are an icon of the Australian outback. They are instantly recognizable. We see them bounding across vast, open landscapes. Their movement seems effortless, almost like they are flying. But have you ever stopped to think about what is really happening? How can such a large animal move so quickly, for so long, using such a strange method? It seems to defy logic. This is not just a simple hop. It is a masterpiece of biological engineering. It is a puzzle that has fascinated scientists for decades, a puzzle that challenges our basic understanding of movement and energy. The secret lies not just in their powerful legs, it is woven into their very anatomy and the laws of physics that govern their world. Most animals, including humans, get tired when they move faster. The faster we run, the more energy we burn. But kangaroos seem to play by a different set of rules entirely. As they increase their speed, their hopping becomes more, not less, efficient. How is this possible? Are they truly defying physics? This question is the heart of our journey today. We are going to explore the kangaroo paradox. We will use these tools to understand how the kangaroo's body is a perfectly tuned machine. A machine designed for incredible efficiency and endurance in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Section 2. A question of energy. At the core of all movement is energy. Every step a person takes, every flap of a bird's wings, and every leap of a kangaroo requires energy. Think of it like a car. The faster you drive, the more gasoline you consume per minute. Scientists studying kangaroos in laboratories made a startling discovery. They measured the oxygen kangaroos consumed while hopping at different speeds on giant treadmills. But as the kangaroos picked up the pace, something amazing happened. Their energy consumption did not increase proportionally. In fact, over a wide range of speeds, their energy use per hop remained almost constant. This means that going from a moderate hop to a fast hop required very little extra effort. It suggested kangaroos possess a mechanism for locomotion that is unlike almost anything else seen in the animal kingdom. The kangaroo is not generating new energy from nowhere. Instead, it has evolved a system to recycle it. We will explore how kangaroos have essentially turned their bodies into giant, living pogo sticks. This isn't just a simple analogy, it's a precise physical description of what is happening. We will examine the massive tendons in their legs. We will study the role of their long, heavy tail. And we will see how their entire body works in concert to store and release energy, making each hop a near-perfect example of elastic recoil. This is where biology meets the beautiful, elegant principles of physics. Section 1. The Dawn of the Macropods. To understand the kangaroo of today, we must first travel back in time. We need to go deep into Australia's prehistoric past. The story of the kangaroo begins around 25 to 30 million years ago. Australia was a very different place back then. It was covered in lush rainforests. The ancestors of modern kangaroos were not the giant, bounding creatures we know. They were small, possum-like animals. These early marsupials were part of a family called Macropodidae. Macropodidae, large foot. As millions of years passed, the continent began to change dramatically. The climate grew drier and cooler. The vast rainforests started to shrink. The journey from trees to ground had begun. Life on the ground brought new challenges. Predators were different. Food sources were spread out. During this period, hopping likely emerged. Early macropods, with somewhat large hind feet, may have begun with small, clumsy leaps. Over countless generations, natural selection favored more efficient movers. Hopping, once awkward, proved surprisingly effective, an evolutionary gamble about to pay off. This journey shaped the kangaroo into the ultimate long-distance traveler. The gradual drying of the continent hammered out the kangaroo's body plan. The modern kangaroo's anatomy is a living record of this story of survival and change. Section 2. A skeleton built for bouncing. Now let's look at the blueprint of this incredible hopping machine, its skeleton. At first glance it looks strange, almost unbalanced. The hind limbs are enormous and powerful. The forelimbs are small and delicate by comparison. It's a specialized chassis for one thing: efficient two-legged hopping. Let's start with the spine. Cheetahs use a flexible spine to lengthen stride. The kangaroo's spine, by contrast, is remarkably rigid. During a hop, the trunk is held stiff. It prevents wobbling or buckling on landing, which would waste energy. It channels the legs' forces directly into forward and upward motion. The forelimbs, though small, still have important roles, but they are essential for slow-speed movement, pentapedal locomotion, which we'll explore later. They are also used for grooming, fighting, and manipulating food. Less weight at the front helps balance during powerful leaps. It's an evolutionary trade-off. Sacrifice front power to perfect hind efficiency. Finally, the skull and neck are adapted for hopping. The head is held to keep the eyes fixed on the horizon while the body bobs. From tip of the nose to end of the tail, the skeleton is fine-tuned for perpetual motion. Section 3. The powerhouse legs and pelvis. The true engine of the kangaroo is found in its magnificent hind legs. These limbs are anatomical marvels, representing an extreme specialization for generating explosive power. The proportions are what immediately stand out. The upper leg bone, the femur, is relatively short. However, the lower leg bones, the tibia and fibula, are incredibly elongated. Even more striking are the foot bones, which are fused and stretched to create a very long, rigid lever. The power for the hop comes from the massive muscles of the thigh and hip. When a kangaroo prepares to jump, these muscles contract, storing immense potential energy. This energy is then released in an explosive burst that propels the animal off the ground. The forces experienced during landing can be more than 10 times the kangaroo's body weight, and these powerful muscles act as shock absorbers, protecting the bones and joints from damage. Connecting the powerful legs to the rigid spine is the pelvis. The kangaroo's pelvis is wide and robust, fused tightly to the lower part of the spine. This structure serves as a solid anchor point for the huge leg muscles. It acts as a central transmission, ensuring that the power from the two legs is synchronized and efficiently transferred through the body. This entire assembly, massive muscles, the long leg bones and the sturdy pelvis, works together like a perfectly engineered catapult system. It is a system designed not just for a high jump, but for a long, powerful, and incredibly efficient forward leap across the Australian landscape. Section 4. The unsung hero, the tail. While the legs provide the power, they are only part of the story. A crucial, and often overlooked component, is its long, thick, muscular tail. The tail is not just a passive counterbalance, it is a fifth limb, a stabilizer, a supplementary engine. It is the unsung hero of the kangaroo's hop. During high-speed hopping, the tail acts as a dynamic counterbalance. As the kangaroo's body pitches forward during the leap, the heavy tail swings up and down, precisely timed to keep the animal's center of mass stable. This prevents the kangaroo from tumbling forward or backward mid-air. It allows for a more controlled and efficient flight path. The immense musculature at the base of the tail allows for these fine, powerful adjustments, making it an active and essential part of the high-speed gait. But the tail's most surprising role comes into play at slow speeds. When a kangaroo is grazing or moving slowly, it uses pentapedal locomotion. The kangaroo rests its weight on its small forelimbs and its powerful tail, forming a stable tripod. It then swings its large hind legs forward, moving them together. In this movement, the tail acts like a leg, lifting and helping to propel the entire back half of the body forward. Recent studies have shown that the tail provides as much propulsive force as the front and hind legs combined. It is a true fifth limb. The vertebrae in the tail are large and robust, more like leg bones than the delicate tail bones of other mammals. This is a clear anatomical indicator of its load-bearing and propulsive duties. The kangaroo's tail is not an afterthought, it is essential for both its slowest and fastest movements. But now we come to the real secret of the kangaroo's incredible efficiency: its tendons. Specifically, the massive tendons in its hind legs, which are the equivalent of our Achilles tendon. These are not just simple cords connecting muscle to bone. They are enormous elastic structures that function like perfect biological springs. This is the anatomical feature that allows the kangaroo to seemingly defy the normal rules of energy consumption. When a kangaroo lands from a hop, its body weight and momentum stretch these giant tendons, just like stretching a rubber band. This process stores a huge amount of energy, what physicists call elastic potential energy. The muscles of the leg contract at the same time, but they do so almost isometrically. They act more like rigid struts, allowing the tendon to take the full strain of landing. Then comes the takeoff for the next hop. The stored energy in the stretched tendon is released with a powerful recoil. This release of elastic energy provides the majority of the power for the subsequent hop. The tendon does most of the heavy lifting for free, simply by recycling the energy from the previous landing. This is the pogo stick analogy made real. The foot structure is also critical to this process. The kangaroo's foot is long and flat, with a tough pad on the bottom. The ankle joints are relatively stiff, ensuring that the energy is channeled directly into the main leg tendon. The entire lower leg and foot assembly is a single, integrated spring system. It's a beautiful example of how anatomy is tuned to capture and reuse energy, making every hop a near-perfect rebound. While we often speak of the kangaroo, it is important to remember that this is not a single species. The family Macropodidae is incredibly diverse, containing over 60 living species: kangaroos, wallabies, tree kangaroos, pademelons. These animals inhabit a wide range of environments, from dense rainforests and rocky outcrops to open plains. This diversity in habitat is reflected in a fascinating diversity of anatomical design. The principles of hopping are adapted in many different ways. The red kangaroo has exceptionally long hind limbs and feet, maximizing its stride length and elastic energy storage for efficient, high-speed travel. The rock wallaby, on the other hand, lives on steep, rocky cliffs. It has shorter, stockier hind limbs. Its feet have granulated pads that provide excellent grip, like the sole of a climbing shoe. Its hop is not for speed, but for agility, allowing it to make precise, powerful leaps from one small ledge to another. Even more fascinating are the tree kangaroos. These are macropods that have, in a remarkable evolutionary reversal, returned to a life in the trees. Their forelimbs are much stronger. Their hind feet are shorter, broader, more flexible, with long claws for gripping bark. They can move their hind legs independently, unlike ground kangaroos. By studying these variations, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the relationship between anatomy and environment. Each species is a unique solution, all built upon the same revolutionary hopping foundation. Throughout our journey, we have peeled back the layers of one of nature's most extraordinary athletes. We have discovered that the answer is not magic, but a masterpiece of biological engineering. The next time you see a kangaroo bound across a field, you will not just see a simple hop. You will see the elegant arc of a projectile. You will see the powerful recoil of a biological spring. You will see a masterpiece of evolution, a perfectly tuned machine for survival. It stands as one of the most compelling examples of evolutionary innovation on our planet. If you found this journey into the kangaroo's world as fascinating as we did, please help support our channel. Give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more curious minds like yourself. And if you have not done so already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications. That way, you will not miss our next investigation into the hidden wonders of the natural world. We have many more stories to tell, and we would love for you to be a part of our community. Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure through the physics of the kangaroo. Keep asking questions, stay curious, and we will see you in the next video.